Good evening, YouTube. This is Kaylin String coming at you with the first of two rations that I picked up earlier this month from AllMREs.com. And this is, get that thing out of the way. This is a new cheese pizza slice. I have seen one other review of this. There is James Ortiz in the house. Thanks for dropping in. The AllMREs.com. And then on the back of this bag, this does not have I selected all the customizations. They take these labels and someone just writes on them. There's a lathe in the house. And this bottom says extra FRH. But I'm going to try a little something different. This is a Mylar bag with a peelable seal, and it is gusseted on the bottom. This bag can be, just going to set it all to the left. And here they decided to put the applesauce inside of a Ziploc sandwich bag. So this is a commercial product. It's the members mark. So someone got this at Sam's Club. I'm going to go ahead and take this out of the bag. I will save that plastic bag, by the way. It says members mark. So it's organic applesauce. One of the, so this is the standard red. This is just put those right there. Peanut butter dessert bar. I've been wanting to try this since I first heard about these. I love the mocha dessert bar. Oops, they made a mistake. This is supposed to be cheese pizza. Pepperoni, but this is the Bridgeford pepperoni pizza. See what there's supposed to be two of them in here. It says Z Ration and then the cherry blueberry cobbler, but look what they did. They did not peel the sticker off of the backing to stick it to the retort pouch. So that was an oops on their part. There's the cobbler. This is the cheese pizza that is supposed to be. There's supposed to be 2 of these. There is Chris in the house. Thanks for dropping in. So this Bridgeford pepperoni pizza. All the other pepperoni pizzas that I have are from, oops. See if I can get this to focus. Sterling Foods. Now you can just see where it says Sterling Foods right there up in the corner, if it'll focus. But so whoever packed this particular bag put this one in there instead of 2 of these. There's Repeaty. Yep, Ration Museum, their stream had an issue with, he thought it was online, but it actually wasn't. So, because this is a pork-based pepperoni, I'm pretty sure. I'm looking at the ingredients. Yep. This is a pork-based, it's a pork and beef combo pepperoni, so I will not be eating this one. So I'll just put this one with the rest of these that I have that will be given to someone. See what else I got in here. I pulled 2 items out at once. Oatmeal chocolate chunk cookie. There's Italian breadsticks. And I have an idea of what I'm actually going to do with this and the pizza. Cheese spread with jalapenos. This is the other customization option that I had requested. Accessory kit, which I'll open that up in a bit. Fruit punch clear drink mix. And this one feels very loose. It doesn't feel like it's absorbed moisture, but I'll check that. This is the FRH, the flameless ration heater that they put in. It's in a clear bag with a heating pad that looks like it's as thick as one of those 18-hour body warmers, like from Hot Hands. There's a cocoa drink mix, and that will go in for an AllMRE mug. And here is the other FR8, so they put 2 of these in here. I'm just moving a few things around. I'll open up this accessory kit, see what is in here. Got this funky looking spoon. Smarties. There's sugar. Salt and pepper. Those look very similar to the salt and peppers that are put into the halal AllMREs. This was put together by AllMRE Star, and that is a toothpick. There's crushed red pepper, wet wipe, deep rich coffee, and coffee creamer, and a napkin. There is DeCarlo. Thanks for dropping in. Welcome back. Well, since I have both a coffee and a cocoa, I can do an AllMRE mocha. I'll go ahead and put the cocoa mix into the mug. The last time I checked before I went ahead and closed my blind, we have not had any of the white stuff yet. Now it's just a regular old cocoa mix. But it had been a while since I last looked out my window before I closed my blind. Looks like a little bit of this drink mix clumped up in the corner, but easy enough to free up. These do mix very easily, though, so don't have to worry about these not taking a coon's age to dissolve. There is Rachel in the house. And there is some sunshine. What I'm actually going to do with the pizza slice and the breadsticks is I will actually take these out of the wrappers. That is the bottom. This is the top. Give you a close-up of the breadsticks. I will not separate them yet. Oops, sorry about that. Here we go. That is the pizza slice. I'll give you a close-up of that. It's a slice. It's sticking to breadsticks. The cheese falls off. I'm actually, after I get my water for my Army mocha, I'm actually going to put these on a skillet and actually toast the bottom. So well, that's good, and hopefully he enjoyed it. Well, guess what? You know what's coming, Aletha. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these right here. I'm going to go get the hot water, and I'll be right back. I will mix this up. I did not add the sugar and creamer to this because the cocoa will do enough. There we go. I got that done. My skillet is ready. I'm going to go ahead and take these away. And I'll be right back in a few. I'll tell you what I did was I opened up, or I put a little bit of butter in the skillet, and then I turned the heat down, and I laid the pizza and the breadsticks in the skillet. And then those will just take a couple of minutes to warm up, but I'll go back there. I'm going to open up the mocha dessert bar. Or no, peanut butter dessert bar. And it's stuck to the wrapper. Oops, there we go. If you've ever had like a peanut butter fudge, it's kind of like that. So I'll just move that. I could heat this cobbler up in the microwave. I could just pour this into a dish and heat it up in the microwave instead of boiling it. I could do that. I like peas, especially when they're fresh. When I was a kid, we used to raid my maternal grandmother's garden. I'm gonna go check my skillet, and I'll be right back. There's the breadsticks, toasted. And the pizza toasted. I didn't want to overheat it. A little parm. I could have put this on there beforehand, but oh well. There is RL. Thanks for dropping in. I'm doing with this AllMRE, which AllMREs made to make. It's supposed to be cheese pizza. There's supposed to be two of them. They put a pepperoni pizza in there. So that is the cobbler emptied into this. See how soupy that is? I'm crumbling up the cookie, or some of it anyway. And I'm going to put it in here. And then heat it up. So this will just take a few seconds. Now the cheese packets are actually in my pockets. I'm using my own body heat to warm up the cheese. I just flip the packets over. That is now all warmed up. The cheese spread with jalapenos is nice and pliable. Squeezing onto the breadsticks, which I'd separated. Now the other cheese packet is still in my pocket. Taste of like a corner of it where I don't have any of the cheese I put on. The sauce is almost like a coloring. And it tastes like just a bread underneath it. But having the jalapeno does give it an extra kick. I'm going to take a bite of the breadstick. Just by itself. I didn't get any of the cheese. If it is buffering, I do apologize. It may be the connection here. I mean, if I do seem a bit jerky, it could be that. The toasting the bottom of the breadstick does actually improve the flavor of it a little bit. Wow, Latha, that's awesome that your bowling alley actually sponsors you. I have not been bowling in quite a number of years, but I used to do it all the time in high school. We had our own bowling alley, just 2 lanes. But then for a while here in Des Moines, I was actually bowling with some of my oldest sisters for students or some other, and they have a group activity, especially for the students who have learning disabilities or learning challenges. They would have groups go to local bowling alley and they would need chaperones. So I did that. I'm going to take a bite of this breadstick with the cheese on it. That's okay, RL. Thanks for dropping in. Glad you can make it at least for part of this. Drink of my mocha. Yeah, that does work out pretty good. Although there are better coffees to blend with a cocoa mix. But the deep rich, itself 1 packet, unless you only add enough water to make it like an espresso or a coffee shot, it's pretty weak. But when you put it in with the cocoa mix, it's fine. And several years ago, we had a bowling alley here in Des Moines actually burn. I don't remember if it was just some freak accident or if it was arson. I'm going to take another bite of the pizza. One of the malls here in Des Moines has a bowl down there. Quite a number of years, so I don't even know if it's still open or not. Or if they reopened when I was near lockdown got I'm gonna take a drink of. I used the right amount of water, but those clear drink mixes, they're a little weak on the flavor, but they don't have that to leave us your cup. peanut butter dessert bar that broke off. It's just like a peanut butter fudge. I'll break the bar so you can see what it looks like on the inside. It's got actual bits of peanut in there, like peanut chunks. Yes, I have seen those bowling ramps where someone who is in a wheelchair or who cannot lift the ball to properly throw it can push it down this ramp. Assist to go down the lane. About that, I nearly got completely kicked off, so it took me a couple of seconds to get back on. I just had to apologize. The other, I still have. Now these cookies are pretty good. That crumbling up the cookie does make it seem more like a blur. Cat. Told my chat is yeah, that was a Redbird. She is here in Iowa also. Gear stuff. Yeah, so yeah, the snow we're gonna get will come overnight. So I looked out earlier and the Des Moines area has not gotten it yet. At least not that I could see here. I'm glad I toasted these breadsticks. I could have put this in FRH, but I wanted to toast the bottom, and that does improve the flavor. It's so thick. Yeah, it is. Since this is sorry about that. I had another disconnect. Yeah. This is pretty much in the fruit explosion. Applesauce that you can suck right out of the pouch. It's thin like that, so it's made, like baby. There we go. My screen froze up. Sorry about that. I got completely kicked off and the app closed out, so I had to restart it. But I am back. I do apologize for that. When you see your view flip like that, that means I completely got closed out. But anyways, I was showing this. It's a gusseted bottom. You can see through the bottom of this one. But this is something that, a parent might give to a kid. I mean, packs like that, that's good for or you can put it in a lunch box or lunch bag. But yeah, that applesauce is not my favorite, but of course I'll finish it off. But I do thank you all for sticking around and oh yeah, and if you can get these on sale. And since this one came from Sam's Club, see it says members mark. If you need to buy a whole bunch of them at once, a place like Sam's Club or Costco or if you have a BJ's wholesale club in your area, that would be the place to go to get them. Yeah, that's good. There you go. Support each other. Now that bite didn't have any hardly any jalapeno flavor, so I'm just gonna squirt more of this on there. I haven't even opened up the other cheese spread. I'll hold on to it. But this jalapeno cheese spread does not taste as salty as the regular cheese spread, which I do like because to me that other cheese spread is very, very salty. That's the regular cheese spread. I decided to just put the jalapeno cheese on here, plus a little bit of my own parm. Actually, this is a 3-cheese blend. But the Tabasco sauce would have just run all off of it. So I'll save this little goodie for another day. And I could have put the crushed red pepper on there, but the jalapeno is more the flavor that I wanted. I mean, as in no more employee discount. That would be a crapper if Walmart employees didn't have their discount anymore. When I worked at Walgreens, I had a 10% employee discount, except for prescriptions. And when I worked at Burlington Coat Factory for a week shy of a year, I had a 15% employee discount. So that was pretty good. That's good that employees still get a discount. Some places would probably limit what you can use your discount on. I mean, like as if you had like a membership for Sam's Club. Yeah, there's no membership in Walmart, just Sam's Club. And that would be awesome if Walmart employees could get a discount on the Sam's Club membership, since it is the same company. And I paid $45 for my Sam's Club membership. But in the past few months, it has definitely been worth it, because I have been able to get some good stuff there. You know, I have been getting the bigger containers of the spices, and like 2 packs of certain items, or the bigger containers of the organic raw honey. Oh, that's one way to do it. It sounds like some bad management decisions on at that one. Yeah, I had my issues at Burlington Coat Factory. I was told that I was being cut because corporate told my store to cut their operating expenses. But I had the strong suspicion that I was being accused of theft. When they had no proof of that. I mean, no one ever said that to me specifically, but I had that suspicion because my hours are being cut. Plus, they didn't like the fact that at the time, buses were not running as late as they do now. You know, I had to get out because no one would give me a ride home. And I wasn't going to drop $30 on a cab from that store back home, because that's probably what it would have cost me to get home in a cab. The Uber or Lyft back then. But the theft that I was most likely suspected of happened when I was not on the clock. I wasn't even there. But it was okay to work there, and I worked with some great people. But every place I've worked, there have been issues with just either weird stuff going on, or so looking back on it, I got out of those places at a good time because I didn't have to deal with any more of that crap. That sound coming off and on in the background is my heat. The new air conditioner that was put in shortly before I left for my... actually, it was in... I think before the derecho hit Iowa. It actually has a heat function in it, and it is programmable. It's actually not a brand new unit. It was in a vacant apartment, so the maintenance just swapped it out after my other air conditioner bit the big one. But it has definitely helped out. In fact, I don't even have my bedroom heater on. Well, I wouldn't want to put it on right now anyway, because I have 6 of my food buckets right in front of it. And right now I don't have a place to put all the extra buckets as I fill them. Because I got I think like 6 buckets discounted on eBay because they were like factory seconds. They just had some weird bits of color in them, and they have the lids with the rubber seals. They're not gammas. It's a window unit, but mounted like a heat pump, but it's totally electric. Yeah, it's not like where I had an actual gas furnace, the gas heat pump, and then the AC unit, the inner part sat on top, and then the condenser was up on the roof. So this one has a black seal, so it'll show up better. You can see the black seal in this lid. And once I bang this thing down hard, I don't have a mallet to just hit them down. I just literally push. On this lid to seal it, so other than the fact that it's got some weird bits of black color in the bucket plastic, you know, these are good buckets, so I got two of them that I got cat food in. I don't have all of Mila's cat food in there, but I got bags, several bags of it in there. But there is Country Living. Thanks for dropping in. This is, I'll show the bag. This is from AllMREs.com. A cheese pizza slice with sauce. There's supposed to be 2 cheese pizza slices, but they slipped and put a pepperoni pizza slice and the cheese pizza slice. And instead of using these ration heaters, I toasted the bottom of the pizza slice and the Italian breadsticks on the stove in a skillet. And that definitely improved the flavor. And this is the cheese spread with jalapeno. I got the regular cheese spread because when I ordered this MRE, I got all of the customization options. And that included these 2 little goodies. This is the green Tabasco and the original red. There is another Tabasco called Chipotle, but I do not have that one. But I decided not to put the Tabasco on here because it would have just run right off. And I figure I'm going to get the spice from the jalapeno cheese. Hot cocoa mixed with coffee in it. And this is the peanut butter dessert bar. And you can see bits of peanut in there. It's like a peanut butter fudge. It's the same texture as the mocha dessert bar, but with the peanuts. And it's really good. I like it. And I took half of this chocolate chunk cookie and put it on top of the peach cobbler and then heated it up in my microwave. Just for 30 seconds. And that softened up the cookie so it would absorb up some of the sauce because the AllMREs cobbler is more sauce than fruit. And so putting a cookie in there makes it more like an actual cobbler, since cobblers have a crust or a crumble. And this is supposed to be the fruit punch flavored clear drink mix. But if you use the amount of water it calls for, it's a bit weak. But I'll still finish it off. And this is from Sam's Club, this applesauce pouch. Get a whole box of these at Sam's Club. And to the pizza, I added my own, a little bit of my own cheese on there. Just for the heck of it. So this pizza slice is Bridgeford, but the packaging looks a little bit different. This is the original Bridgeford pizza. It says pepperoni. Get the focus there. And because this pepperoni has pork in it, I do not eat it because I don't eat pork. Okay, here is a wrapper for the cheese pizza. It says Bridgeford, so it's a little different packaging than this one. But all the pepperoni pizza slices that I have are going to be passed on to someone else. So, you know, I can share those. This is just like if you whipped up peanut butter, put a little sugar in it, you know, use the crunchy peanut butter. That's pretty much what this is like. But this oatmeal chocolate chunk cookie, you can see the size of some of the chocolate chunks in there. Yeah, it sort of does, but the French Commando bars are a little smaller. The fruit Commando bar I have not had. You know, the one that's in the pink wrapper. The coffee one I do like. There's another coffee energy bar that's not labeled as a Commando bar that you can get in French rations. But those two are pretty much the same, but that fruit Commando bar in the pink wrapper, I have not had that one yet. Who knows, maybe next time I get an RCIR I will. Yeah, the French and British nougat bars are pretty similar. I'm pretty sure the same company makes both of them, just packages them different. But there's also the jelly bars that you can get in French rations. Basically looks like it's basically a gummy brick. I do like those. But I do hope to get one of those pink Commando bars one of these years. I just took a chug of this right out of the pouch. But I'll squirt some here so I can. That's how loose this stuff is. It's thinner than normal applesauce. I just put the cap on just to make sure it doesn't spill. Yeah, it's customs that raids foreign rations. The postal service will just damage the package. That last U.S. MRE that I opened up that I got from a foreign MRE, when I got that plus 2013 humanitarian daily ration, the MRE, the tan MRE bag was cut open or chewed open by something. But because it was an AmeriQual packed MRE, the inner wrapper kept everything tight together, so none of that stuff got damaged. Yeah, so far I've been lucky. I haven't had anything raided by customs, but one U.S. halal MRE that I ordered that was shipped from Lithuania, I was afraid that one would get raided, but that one got left alone. So ever since I've heard about customs not leaving rations alone, if I get a foreign ration that other than foreign MRE, I don't say where I got it from. Because I don't want to get the senders into any kind of trouble or myself into any kind of trouble. Otherwise, because I have bought rations from Emery Mountain. They do foreign rations, but if I get a foreign ration from them, I will not mention it. Oh, yes, they do. And but their last batch of both of their batches of the Norwegian Arctic field rations, none of the mains got raided. But yet, out of one, I think a drink mix got taken out, and another one, I think one of the energy bar got taken out. So why they would take a drink mix or an energy bar out of those and leave the mains with the meat alone? So I find that kind of odd. Dub C in the house. Thanks for dropping in. Glad you made it to the Ration Museum stream. Yeah, Art and Nina, they're good people. And when I won their last contest, the prize was a Norwegian chili con carne, but I already had one of those. I hadn't reviewed it yet at that time. But I commented that, saying that now I have two of the chili con carne. So then Nina contacted me and offered me an alternative. So she told me what she had, and I picked the cod curry. And oh boy, was that good. I really enjoyed that one. It was like cod and instant potatoes, but it was really, really good. Oh, you should. You got to get one of them. They have some breakfast ones. They have, I think, a couple of vegetarian menus. As they have the chili con carne. They have the cod curry. Yeah, I don't use Emery Mountain a whole lot. I guess some people have had bad experiences where something would not get packed right. I mean, since this one was supposed to have 2 cheese pizzas instead of a cheese and a pepperoni, I will let AllMREs know that I had a mishap or an error in packing, and I will, in fact, after this stream saves, I will send a link to it to AllMREs and let them know that I had a pepperoni pizza substituted for a cheese pizza. I've gotten rations off of eBay too. I have gotten a few items from Russia, but they were not messed with. So I've had a couple of things come from Lithuania and Poland. But there are some rations that I would love to get a hold of that I've seen others on YouTube have, but actual rations from United Arab Emirates or Tunisia, those are very, very hard to get. I would love to score one of those. I think this little thing might need this little bite might need a bit more cheese on it. There we go, that's better. Me too. There are not very many menus in the Lithuanian lineup, so I've probably had nearly all of the ones that do not contain pork. But I do want to try a Latvian. There have been quite a few doing the Latvian rations lately, so I'd love to try one of those. But Foreign Emery has the new Russian vegetarian 24-hour ration. I have one of those. That's okay. In fact, I ordered my Russian vegetarian 24-hour ration before Art and Nina had the video up on it on their channel. I saw it and I just, ooh, this would be interesting. And then after I ordered, they put up the video. So I thought that was kind of funny. But that is a beast. Those, yeah, they're like the compressed tablets, say like an Alka-Seltzer or an emergency. You just drop it in the water and it'll just fizz itself into existence. Traversing Food, that channel, he's done a few of those. Have those drink tablets. And so if you go watch his channel, I forget which ration it was that has those, but he had, I think, a couple of those. Another ration I liked was the civilian version of the German EPA. It had that can of bread. That was good. Oh, Canadian IMPs are at least a few that I've had. Of course, I had one that had the main missing, but that's okay. Everything else in it was good. But I want there are two IMPs that I would like to try. I want to try the shepherd's pie. And believe it or not, I would like to try the poutine. Even though it doesn't look anything at all like an authentic poutine that you'll get in a restaurant. I would probably doctor that one up. But the shepherd's pie, that one looks like one I'll enjoy. And then there's another one that just says, meat. But you have to look at the ingredients on the main to see what kind of meat in it. But that's in it. But those that I've seen the review it did say that it is beef. But I really like the lamb and the turkey and orange sauce. I really like that. Some people might think that's a weird flavor, but I like that kind of a thing. And earlier I watched Nathan's MRE. He opened up the spaghetti IMP. He has a 2019 one, so pretty fresh as far as IMPs go. Had scalloped potatoes in an MRE. That I'm not sure if that one is harder to find than au gratin potatoes. I have had the au gratin potatoes out of the MREs, but the cheese sauce on those, it's quite runny. It only thickens up after it's cooled. But they're still good. I'll eat them. Oh, yeah, that's true. And speaking of bread, the best ration bread that I've had is the Australian bread out of a CR1M. Yeah, it's scalloped potatoes and ham, I believe. So that one I would not eat because of the ham in it. I just took another chug of this applesauce. Ooh, this has a best by date of September 21. So if I really wanted to, I could have just sat on this. Maybe put it in my bug out bag or get home bag, but nope. I cracked it. Yeah, believe it or not, I have a space heater, but it's buried behind some other things, so I just choose to leave it in the box. Aletha, you need some wool socks. Yeah, I could have done that, but my heater is a weird shape at the top. So it would have fallen off. But my baseboard heater that's in, the one that's right underneath my slider is where the one is in here. But that one really hasn't worked the greatest, so I really didn't like to use it. But I have the same one in the bedroom because it has a flat cover over the top of it. I could warm a retort pouch on that thing if I wanted to, but yeah, I could have done that. Take another bite of the cobbler with the cookie in it. I'll just leave this right here. Oh, corn-fed experience. They are here in Iowa also. In fact, their latest video was them camping at the same place that Tack from AOK Foraging and Adventures and I camped in June, Thomas Mitchell Park. And Zach caught, they're catching those little creek chubs, which some of them are no longer than these cheese packets. But I caught one of those little buggers when I was there, but I didn't get to taste it because Tack took all of those home, and she had guests at her house, and so she cooked them up and fed them to her guests, and they had a good meal out of those. So hopefully next time I get to camp there again, maybe I'll catch more than one. And maybe next time I'll actually get to to eat it, but they're remind me of a fish that I used to eat when growing up. We called it smelt. Smelts are about the size of sardines. So we used to just deep fry those. So we ate a lot of those when I was a kid. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. I hope you can hear me, Aletha. I can't type in the chat since I'm here on my phone. I don't think I can do that. Nope, I only have options for chat display. Oh, that's okay. I got a little bit of this cheese left, so I'm just gonna suck it right out of the pouch. Yep, I live close enough to the Des Moines River, so I could go down there, but I would rather not fish the Des Moines River because it is so polluted. And I don't know if anything I would catch out of there would be safe to eat, so I just don't do it. If I was upriver, north of here, yeah, I would fish it. But right here in the city, no. And the other river that runs through Des Moines is called the Raccoon River. I have never actually fished it, so I don't know what it would be like to try to fish that river. Oh yeah, I caught last year when I was at Lake Icaria with my relatives. I caught this monster carp. I wanted to keep it, but I got overruled, so it went back into the drink. Yeah, the big pond at Thomas Mitchell Park has a big algae and weed problem, so it's very hard to fish that. But Tack caught a frog. That was kind of funny. And then someone flushed a bunch of geese who were hanging around there. That was funny. I think both of us caught that on video. Then the geese just settled down and just swam across the pond. This is that cobbler, and I crumbled up part of this cookie in it, and then I heated it in the microwave. Yeah, carp are very hard to deal with. But I'll tell you, I mean, it's fun catching them because they put up a pretty good fight. They make you work for it. But they are an invasive species, so but Lake Icaria has catfish, like the blue cats, channel cats, the bullheads, and bluegills, some perch, some bass, maybe some sunfish. That's all that I know of. But what my younger nephew likes to do, both of my nephews like to do it, but my younger one does it more. What he likes to do, he likes to catch the smallest fish that he can, like a really small bass, or a small bluegill, or small carp, and then use that as bait to catch the bigger fish. Yeah, he really enjoys doing that. But Lake Icaria has cabins that have the combination heater, air conditioner in there, but they close for the winter, I think. I think the lake freezes over when it gets cold enough. But we use the cabins because one of my sisters uses a CPAP, and it's just a lot easier for my mom because she has some health issues. It's harder for her to walk up and down steps. Well, that'll take care of that cobbler. But we get 2 cabins, and what we do is we use one cabin as, the kitchen area in one cabin. We call that our working kitchen, and then the other one is just storage. Yeah, we spend a week there, so some food we take with us, and then once we get our stuff into the cabins, then we go to a local grocery store and buy a whole bunch more. But before we leave, we get the next summer booked. Well, me too. I would rather be in a tent. And now that I have a hammock, I'd like to take it out more. Oh, Ledges is awesome. I camped there with a larger group several years ago. Last year at this past March, when we had the first Country Prepper Memorial Camp down where the Brahms family has land and their own pond. Robin and I had hung our hammocks. Tack helped us. But the wind was so hard, it kept yanking the tarps free from the ground. But after that first day and a half that it was really windy, then it calmed down and it was a whole lot better. If let's see. There will be another memorial camp next March. See, I'm pulling up my calendar on my other phone. So the 26th, 27th, and 28th of March next year, that is when that will be. So if you want to join us there, I would contact Tack from AOK Foraging Adventures, or she and Steve Brahms, who has a YouTube channel. He also goes by the name of Willie, so don't get confused with that. Everybody calls him Willie. He answers to both. But if you contact either one of them, then they can give you directions on how to get down there. But the forest that we camp in has a lot of cedar trees, plus other pine trees, so I had no issues hanging the hammocks from those trees. Yeah, I'll do that. But see that there's one area down there where Tack actually built herself a permanent shelter, and that was Country Prepper, Jeremiah. That was his also his bug out camp. And so there is now a bench with his name on it. And so that someone built that bench, and then Brenda, Tack's wife, made a plaque that then got taken down there and put on that bench. So it's like a permanent memorial down there. And there are picnic tables down there. There's fire pits. So you can, we heard all kinds of wildlife down there. Lots of different birds and and other animals. So it's a really nice area. I took my fishing pole, but I didn't actually try to fish. But that pond does have fish in it, so I'll take it down there again. Last year I bought one of those rods that breaks down into two sections. And when I bought it from Walmart, it came with the small tackle box, but I added stuff to it. And then I found a rod bag on eBay. And I'm able to put that rod in there, plus it has a couple of extra pockets, so I can put small tackle boxes and other things in there. And I don't even have to, if I wanted to or needed to, I could open up an expansion zipper on there to make it a little bit longer, but I don't need to, because when I break my rod down, there's still plenty of room on the end. In fact, I could put 2 rods in there if I wanted. But at that, it has a fish on one on there. So I thought that was pretty cool when I saw that. And whenever I go camping with anybody, I always take at least 2 packs of beef bacon. And I share one. Or both, depending on, if more is needed for the group, or if any more wants to try it. Yeah, it does. There are a few different brands that I've had. Midamar, which is a company that's based in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. They do the halal processed meats. They do 1 pound packs of ground beef, ground lamb, and ground turkey. They do hot dogs. They do hamburger patties. They do turkey bacon. They do they call their beef bacon, they call it breakfast beef. And then I've had a couple of other brands. One that I was able to get when the Hy-Vee by the DART bus station here in Des Moines made a special order. And I bought 2 packs, and then they would sell the rest to anyone else who would buy it. But that one was called Godshall's. And then there's another brand called Dean, D-E-N. I've had that one. Hillel Groceries is out of the Midamar, so I got that Dean brand instead. And that one's actually pretty good. It actually tastes a little bit better than Midamar, but, I like to support an Iowa company. So if I can get the Midamar beef bacon, I will. That is something that I have never seen here. But I ever since I've heard about Scrapple, I have wanted to try it. But to get it in all beef, that would be right up my alley. I'm sure it can be doctored up just like poutine. Yeah, there's a restaurant here in town that has poutine. It's called the Library Cafe. And I was surprised that they had poutine, and so I ordered it because I had been curious about it ever since I first heard about it from Canadian channels that I watch, or those that have done the poutine IMP. So I got the Library Cafe's poutine, and they put bits of beef in the gravy that they put on top of the fries and the cheese. And oh boy, was that good. I would so go there and get it again. The other people that I was in there with, they thought it was pretty interesting, but I guess if they went back in there since I went in there with them, maybe they got it too, I don't know. But yeah, I would definitely get that poutine again. Oh, I wish there used here in Des Moines at the downtown farmers market, there is an Amish family that has been selling there for quite a number of years, and they're famous for their breads and their pies. And they do probably like 20 different kinds of breads, probably 20 different kinds of pies, and then they have some cakes. But my favorite bread that they do, well, I have two favorites, either their seed bread or their pizza bread. But I did not get to farmers market because of the big nasty and the way it was changed, where when they finally started it up, go through a website and then go pick it up, and I just didn't care to bother with that. I have never tried to make poutine myself, but I'm going to fire up my crock pot tomorrow. I got a bag of chicken meatballs that I'm going to dump in there with a bunch of spaghetti sauce. And I'm going to then cook some spaghetti and then just mix it up. Italian ice sounds good. Well, thanks for dropping in. Remember, check out Corn Fed Experience. off too, since I basically ate all the food except for the pepperoni pizza, which I will pass on to someone else. But again, I apologize for those disconnects. I hate it when that happens. But next week, I'm going to be pulling out one of the two Minotaur Trading Company Arctic field rations. So I ordered one in September, and then this month I ordered another one. So I'll be busting out the first one of those that I ordered last month. And then after that, I'm not sure if I'm going to dive into the Russian ration or the AllMRE Mountain ration that I won off of Jack of Trades. Those are both 24-hour rations, so I can get 3 videos out of those. So after next week, I'll decide which one of those I want to go with. But I also have a first strike ration, but I took that one out of my box because when I put the other ones in, I had no room for it and still be able to close it. But I got an idea that I'm going to do with one of the items out of that first strike ration. So I'll do that. I'll open that one up in a video. And then what I'm going to do is take one of the items out of there, combine it with something from my kitchen to make a meal out of that. So that's just going to be something a little different. And then I have another recipe that I want to do, but I don't want to do that yet because next time I go grocery shopping, I'm going to get a couple more ingredients that I want to put in there in order to complete it. Because it's something that I have made for my family in the past in different versions. And I made it for the mosque too during Ramadan several years ago. And the kids loved it. So, and that one is a no-cook recipe. It's a dessert. And that's all I'll say right now. That'll be a teaser. Yeah, for that Minotaur cooking contest, I submitted several recipes, and my chicken biryani got an honorable mention, so I was given a $50 gift code from Minotaur. So I used that on an order where I got my my British mess kit that I still need to work on to try to clean that up to make it usable. But I will get to that. But yeah, Minotaur has some awesome stuff on their site besides the rations, and they got some new stuff coming out that are in the works. And so I'll pick up a few more of those other items that are actually quite useful that can be added to my preps. They have some first aid kits, they got little survival kits, they got individual items. You can get hand sanitizer in different sizes. I think the biggest you can get is like an 8-ounce bottle. And then you can get the little sprays of the hand sanitizer, and so that would be a good pocket size one. So yeah, check Minotaur Trading Company out and see what kind of goodies they got. I know I'll be dropping another order next month. Yeah. Especially the kind that Bob drinks, if he can swing that one. Well, he did say in one of his more recent videos that there may be root beer in a ration. And if I can find a root beer that is better than Sprecher, which I have found here locally, I have not had that for quite a few years, but Sprecher is a craft root beer. I don't know where it's made at, but I really enjoy it, so I'd like to find it again. But anyway, so there may be root beer in a ration, so have to watch the AllMRE Nation YouTube channel and Minotaur Trading Company's site for that. Yeah, he's always drinking root beer. And no harm in that. Yep, and I will too. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close this one out, let YouTube process it, and then tomorrow I will send a link to this video to AllMREs about the pizza error, to let them know that I got a wrong item in the package, and let them deal with it, see what they're going to do, and then I'll report back whenever I hear back from them after that. So anyway, I do want to thank you all for dropping in and for liking it, and catch you on the flip side.